Why do they keep talking about the day laborers and the dishwashers and the seamstresses, right? It's because this actually is not about due process. It's actually not about compassion, Laura. It is about labor. The Democrats have become the party of the rich, and the rich think they have an absolute right to cheap illegal labor, to drive up to Home Depot and hire a bunch of illegals so they don't have to pay an American a living wage to do the same job. And what's so amazing is that for 100 years, when the Democrats represented the working class, they were the side that was hawkish on immigration because they understood the obvious truth, which is that the only way to protect working class wages is to have a tight labor market. Now that's Donald Trump's position, and it's the Democrats who want to undercut working class labor to cater to their rich base.
Well, and Batya, the president today indicated that he might make some type of tweaking to the ag workers, which I'm frankly not wild about, because I think, you could have maybe some type of agriculture guest worker program. They had that in the 70s, but the Democrats were against that then, too. They didn't like those programs.
Yeah, I'm also not a fan of it. Do you know the percentage of the agricultural industry that's done by illegal workers? The way that both sides, the elites of both sides talk about it, you would think it's like 100%, but it's actually only 28%, which means that 70% of the people working in that industry are already American citizens. There is American labor for every industry if it pays well enough. And the reason it doesn't pay well is because we imported millions and millions of people to do it for much, much cheaper. That is the message. That is what the working class is looking to see. Someone who is going to be a champion for their hard work to pay off with the American dream.
Batya, your point extends to all the celebrities living in their mansions, oftentimes in Europe, where they're commenting about, the poor landscapers. I'm like, because you want slave labor doesn't mean the rest of the country wants to live that way. We got rid of slavery, thank God. We don't need a new class of people in indentured servitude because the elites want their nannies and their housekeepers.
That's absolutely true. The reason they think that way is because the elites in America today are over-credentialed. They go to fancy universities, which teach them to have enormous contempt for people who work with their hands for a living, people who work much harder than them, and they think that that credential means that they should be able to live in a manner that is way above all of the working class people whose labor they rely on to survive. It is disgusting, and that is what this immigration fight is really about.
Let's have